Say the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So who wants to say the prayer?
Go ahead. Rob, because he hasn't been.
You're perfect.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together today, Lord, and discuss things in the township. Lord, we thank you for this time, and we ask you just to bless our time and allow us to be able to serve this community well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, first thing we need is a roll call.
Sure. Trustee Rivera.
Here.
Trustee Clausen.
Here.
Trustee Shade.
Here.
Trustee Bonomo.
Here.
Supervisor Ballich.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We have public comments. Do we have?
There's no public comments.
Okay. Clerk's report.
Sure. If I could please get a motion to approve the July 10th, 2023 monthly township board meeting minutes.
I'll start the motion. I'll second.
I'll take a roll call. Trustee Shake.
Yes.
Trustee Clausen.
Here.
Trustee Bonomo.
Yes.
Trustee Rivera.
Yes.
Supervisor Ballich.
Yes.
Motion passes. Okay, and I'd like a motion to approve the August 7th, 2023 special board meeting minutes. Motion?
Well, I'll start that motion.
Second.
Okay, take a roll call. Trustee Rivera.
Yes.
Trustee Shake.
Yes.
Trustee Clausen.
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo.
Yes.
Supervisor Ballich.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. I wanted to just update everybody. This will be the last update on the parade. The final expenses and revenue report for 2023 parade. We had $0 in revenue and $4620.77 in expenses. And that concludes my report.
Okay. And do you want to let everybody know that this is the last year we're doing the parade?
Yes, so we did a petition to have the parade for 2024, same time, same location, kind of in combination with Homerfest, and it was not approved by the mayor, of Homer Glen.
Twice.
So it was rejected. It was rejected by the mayor of Homer Glen. So I just want to let everybody know that this was our final parade for Homer Township.
Okay, and supervisor report is a motion to approve Mike Gondak to Special Needs Committee and the Land Use Committee. Need a motion?
I'll make that motion. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay. And I'll take a roll call. Trustee Shake?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
And Supervisor Ballich?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And I need a motion to allow the supervisor to approve all bid work for Founder's Crossing CBGD. That's a grant, including bid posting and bid opening, and to accept the lowest and most reasonable bid for work to be performed.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, I will take a roll call. Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Shade?
Yes.
Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballich?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, motion to approve selling the John Deere riding lawnmowers to purchase two.
We're going to
Excuse
sell
me, I
two.
got-
Sell
what's
two.
it?
Sell two of them.
Oh, here, okay. Motion to approve selling two John Deere riding lawnmowers and to purchase one, what the hell is it? Toro lawnmower. And they use the Toros are better than the other ones, and we will make money on that deal.
I'll second the motion. I'll second.
And I'll take a roll call. Trustee Clausen?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Shade?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballich?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, then I'm gonna, this is be like a proclamation. The state of Illinois has recognized the month of October as Italian Heritage Month. This is a symbol of respect to Italians in the state of Illinois for all the extraordinary contributions of those of Italian descent over the years to every aspect of life and culture. Columbus is a symbol of the greatness of the achievements by so many Italians coming after him. As the first president of the Will County Italian American Association, I would like to ask the board to join me in a round of applause in honor of this historic occasion celebrating the month of October as Italian Heritage Month. Thank you, guys, and it's a big deal. As the governor finally signed it, it's been going on and on for a long time. Okay, before we go do the Highway Commissioner's report, I just wanted to make sure everybody knows we had a special meeting last Monday, and we voted to have the Walter property, which was never zoned open space ever. It was zoned E1, that means estate houses. And we asked the Village of Homer Glen to rezone it to open space with a permitted right of farming, because farming is not a permitted right on open space. So that's going to go through the Planning Commission, and I talked with the village, with Melissa King, and she doesn't think there'll be a problem, but it's like anything else, she doesn't know. But that's what we'll have. We'll have a permitted use, because I told them if we can't have farming as a permitted use, we're not going to do it. So right now, that's where it's at. And then, Brent, you gonna do the Highway Commissioner report?
I got a lot to cover here. Brace yourselves, okay? There's a number of things I gotta talk about. So, Trantina Farm, I got an update. So, I was asked by Trustee Jen Consolino to go to the last Wednesday's.
Talk louder.
Talk louder. I'll talk how much? I don't have a mic, so it's tough. So anyways, I was invited to the City Council meeting last Wednesday for Homer Glen by Trustee Consolino to give the Trantina Farm update. And so when she was doing her report, I was asked to approach the microphone and give my update, because Homer Township owns the land. Homer Township, I'm the project manager for Homer Township for the report, and I would be the best one to talk about it. So what she did was her and the attorney for Homer Glen told me they didn't need me to speak. It wasn't allowed during a trustee report, and they told me to sit down. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I went and I sat down, even though I know in the past there's always been people talking during trustee reports that were invited to speak. So I was confused, but I didn't argue, I sat down. So then I went and I waited an hour and a half for the old business to come up, because then Trustee Consolino told me she would bring it up then. She brought it up again, and the mayor once again told me to sit down, and instead she asked the village engineer for an update. So the village engineer for Homer Glen only has involvement on this project through the permit process, and that's it. He has no inside knowledge of what's going on with the planning of Trantina or the next steps for the development or anything. So I was very confused by that. So what I'm doing tonight is, on behalf of Homer Township and the residents from Homer Glen, the residents of Lockport, let's not forget 40% of Lockport is in Homer Township. You got residents of New Lenox in Homer Township, you got residents of Lamont in Homer Township, and you have all the unincorporated people in Homer Township that live here that are not in any municipal limits. So this affects everybody. So for Homer Glen to try to derail this project, it's, this is something that's negative for everybody in the township. And I think, this is my opinion. People were spreading lies over the last 2.5 months. This was at the village board meeting, on social media, about the clay somehow was contaminated and it should not be placed over at Trantina Farms. And I have been telling the new trustees in Homer Glen and the mayor of Homer Glen for the last 10 weeks about this project and how there's no contaminated soils, how testing was done at the source of the clay and there was nothing wrong with it. Testing has been done in the field during the delivery of the clay. Testing is going to be done on site before the Civic Center is built. So all of the bases have been covered, yet they're still saying they think there's contaminated soil and it's not clean clay and all these other things. So they even went to the point, this is Trustee Stylen did this, she contacted the EPA and told them that she thought it was contaminated soil and that they need to look into it. So when they look into something, it triggers permits when you disturb more than an acre of land. Okay, so from my measurements and the contractor's measurements, we were under an acre still. So we kept bringing clay in. And they came out and they did their measurement and they came over a little over an acre. So they said, well, you know, I'm like, there's a margin of error and you're out there measuring with a wheel irregular shapes. So it's not an exact science. So anyways, I told the guy, you know what, I'll just file for the permits and we'll lose the rest of the clay that was coming. So for the next 6 weeks after I filed the permit, we can't bring any more clay in, and it's costing the taxpayers a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars, because of this permit trigger. Now, if nobody would have called the EPA, I had documentation, it was under an acre, and we didn't need a permit, and everything would have been going just fine. But it got all screwed up because of that. So the taxpayers, you can go and thank Trustee Stylen and everybody else that was spreading rumors about this stuff. So I got a state spec book here. This controls what clay has to be delivered to the site and what's accepted as suitable fill. There's also a soil classification system. It's called the United Soil Classification System that you have to follow when you take clay to a site. Okay? And those control how you categorize clay and to say if it's clay it's suitable for fill. So what Trustee Stylen said at the last meeting was, oh, it's silty clay and all this other stuff. Yes, it's silty clay as part of the clay family that's in the classification system. She doesn't know anything about compressive strengths of soils or how they're collected or how they're placed or the properties that have to go into it according to this book. Yet she thinks she's a professional engineer and everybody else that's spreading these rumors. So Brett Westcott is a professional engineer and he's schooled in this stuff. And I am obviously, for 35 years I've been doing this, yet they still questioned it. Now, I asked the public, do you see these trustees going to all the other development sites in Homer Glen and asking their contractors if the fill they're bringing in is clean? I highly doubt it. I know that's not happening. So this is something about the township that they don't like. But anyways, I'm gonna get off of my soapbox. But the update on Trantina is we brought in over 2,000 cubic yards free. The contractor is actually paying us for over 170 loads at $10 a load. Plus the contractor put in silt fence, plus the contractor did topsoil stripping for us, that was free. He also graded the site and he seeded the topsoil stockpile. That's all stuff we got for nothing. And there was another 2,000 or 3,000 cubic yards that we could have got, but it got screwed up. So if you're looking at how much money this is costing the township, taxpayers, it's probably over $100,000 if you quantify everything according to bid tabs I've seen early in the year. So, but we're in good shape now. We filed for the permits and the site is graded flat. Everything looks great out there. And now what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to file another permit after the site plan is developed for Trantina that we're gonna have in public comment over the next couple of months. And I'm going to adjust the limits and we're going to get as much clay fill as we can to satisfy the site development cost of the community center, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I've already saved taxpayers about $100,000. I want to save another $100,000. That's what I'm about and that's what the township is about, is saving taxpayers money. Even though there's people trying to derail the process, we're fighting through it and I'm the guy that's fighting for you, so if you have questions, please ask me about Trantina. Don't ask anyone in Homer Glen, unless it's the village engineer. But I'm the project manager for it, so you should be asking me in my office. And my cell phone number and my office number are on the Homer Highway site. So please, if you want to know answers to things, talk to me. Don't talk to anybody else, okay? That's it on Trantina. Item B, Smith Road. We have a bridge we're replacing in the north end of Lockport. 20% of it will be paid by a joint agreement between Lockport Township Road District, the Homer Township Road District, and the city of Lockport. The phase 1 engineering is supposed to be starting this summer. The bridge replacement is going to probably take 3 years because you got to go through all of the phases with IDOT. But the good thing is we're only paying 20% of the cost for the new bridge. Item C, the 2023 roadway paving program. They just finished the paving a couple weeks ago. They're putting in the stone shoulders this week, pending the rain, and then it's going to be striped later on in the week. And the 3 roads that we did, of course, were Gauger, Meter, and Bruce. Item D, the 2023 roadway lighting program. What we're trying to do is standardize all the roadway lighting in the township, and we awarded a bid earlier in the year. They've been ordering materials. There's a long lead time on some of them, so they'll be starting in September, which is next month, and should be done by the end of the season. And next year, we're going to investigate solar lighting for some areas of the township that don't have electric service to try to see if that will work for some dark spots for safety. Item E, the roadway striping program. That has begun. It should be done next month. Item F, the highway commissioner's grant. People might have forgotten about this, but the new gentleman on the board here, Mr. Mike Gondak, he helped me with the website. It appears that there was something wrong with the links to the grant, so nobody could apply online. So he fixed it. Thank you very much. And now you can go on the Homer Highway site or the Homer Township site and fill in the form online, right?
Right.
Right online, and it's submitted online, and it's a beautiful thing. And if you have questions, my number's on there. You can call me if you can't get through. And again, that's for $5,000 for a special needs adult over the age of 18 that lives in Homer Township. Item G, the Muslim Ummah Cemetery. As you know, they completed the driveway and the roadway for that and the cul-de-sac, but the driveway that they built and the culvert they put in were deficient. I have all kinds of problems with it, so I sent a letter to the owner of the cemetery, and I said, you know, we're not going to grant you access until this driveway is fixed. So the permit for heavy equipment entering the site has been blocked from now until the next phase, if there is one, and they only have access to get to the driveway now to fix it. Basically, the culvert was too short, it didn't follow the plans, and the side slopes on the driveway were not safe. So but there's other things too that I listed that were deficient. Then item H, last year's winter wasn't as bad as the previous winter, so we have leftover salt for this year. We do have a blended salt contract for this year with 300 plus tons. I don't think we're going to use it all, but just to let you know, this was planned for a while back, and we're covered for that. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Brent. The assessor is not here, and he told me he has no report. So we move on to trustee reports. Homer Township Senior Task Force Committee. The other one on item number A should be crossed off because there is no more committee for that. So the B is the Senior Task Force, Mike Bonomo and Cindy Lahan.
Yeah, I'd like to talk a little bit about that. So, we had, obviously last week we had another successful senior bingo at Cross of Glory. Bob Lou's Pizza over on Bell Road in 153rd brought in the food. It was great, everyone enjoyed it. And with thanks to Angel and a few others, Cindy, Vicky, Patty, all came out and helped out, volunteering their time to make sure the seniors had a great time and enjoyed themselves. The big deal now is September 16th. We have the Senior Lifestyle Expo that will be at the Hadley Junior High. You'll start seeing signs popping up all over the place within the next week or so. And we are asking vendors to join us and having booths to be able to present their goods and services to the seniors of the township. So anybody who knows any businesses in the area, or if your business is listening to this, please contact the township. And it's a $50 fee for a booth. And last year we had about 250 people walk through the Senior Expo, so you get that exposure in addition to having exposure on our website, knowing that you're participating in the event. So For anybody that wants to join or be part of it, please contact Vicki or Patty or Angel at the Township office. Thank you.
Okay, then we move on to the Special Needs Committee. You have Angel,
No report.
no report. Brent and Mike, you guys, you already said.
Well, with respect to the special needs, we have the Highway Commissioner's grant, and we want to reach out to as many different organizations in Homer Township to spread the word, especially the Ability Awareness Committee in Homer Glen. They're aware of this, they've known about it for months, and they have not come to me yet with any applicants. I would think that they would know at least one person, I don't know. But I have mentioned it prior to them a number of times. Maybe we need to reach out to the chairman. Is it still Nicole? Or is there a new one?
I believe that the mayor is the
Okay,
chairman.
well-
I'm not 100% sure.
Well,
but
we
I
need to
don't
reach
know.
out to them. You know, it's been
Right, well,
6, 7, 8 months.
right, at the Homerfest, they allowed us to put up signs with, the QR code to take them to the page and everything.
But the page at the
Right,
time wasn't
at the
working.
time, right.
Mike fixed, so.
But there was an application on there that you could access and and print at that point because Cynthia did make sure that there was an application because, you know, when you scanned it. So it was up there during the day that the Ability Awareness Committee had their beer time.
Well,
But
we need to
so
reach
far
out to
nothing.
them.
But I will, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the other, I don't know if Lockport has one. Do they have a special needs committee?
I don't think Lockport, but New Lenox, yes, and there's only a little portion of New Lenox that's in our township.
We'll also
but maybe
reach out
we
to
can-
Keith of the Lincoln Way area that was here before.
And
He
I'll
might
try
have
reaching
people
out
that
to-
live here that
yeah.
drive to New Lenox because it's right down the road. So
Right.
we need to reach out. We're giving away money to help people. We got, you know.
Well, you know what, now that we have the website fixed, I think if I reach back out to Jewel, the Jewel in Lockport and the Jewel in Homer, maybe we will get some more responses because before they were obviously having issues with it, so. I'll go back in and talk to them.
Yeah, and then I want to sit down with you and the committee to set an outline of when we can have meetings, what our mission statement is, programs that we can offer. You know, we got to look at a budget, what we would have for a budget. I don't know if there was a budget even last year for it. We got to create a budget, see how much money. There's a lot of things we got to get together on, so. This is a brand-new committee, so we got some heavy lifting to do.
Okay, then we had a land use issue, and I sent everybody an email, and all it was a garage that somebody wanted increase the size from, I think it was 22 feet to 24 feet or something like that. Everybody got the email, no one responded, so I responded back to the county that we didn't have a problem. So the reason that we have to do it like that is because the county meets and votes on this stuff prior to us having the meeting. So unless we look at it ahead of time, you know, we won't be able to make a comment to county if we don't like something. And if we don't like something anywhere, you know, that's in Homer Township, we can all say we don't like it and then object. You know, put in a legal objection if we want. But I just want to make that clear of why everybody on this board is on that committee. And Rob, do you have a report?
A report.
And Mike, you got one? Mike Clausen? No, I gotta watch what I say with Mike's. Okay, then I need a motion to approve all payments of bills for July 2023. Founders Crossing Bond, Founders Crossing General Assistance, Open Space, Park Developer Contribution, Park Town Road and Bridge, and Equipment and Buildings.
A motion. Second.
Okay, I'll take a roll call. Trustee Shake,
Yes.
trustee Bonomo,
Yes.
trustee Clausen,
Yes.
trustee Rivera,
Yes.
supervisor Ballage.
Yeah.
Motion passes, thank you.
Okay, I got one item in new business that we didn't put on here. We been working with an engineering firm and on the Civic Center, and we got a final cost of for engineering and site development and planning, and it was just way too high, you know, for us. So I told the company that we're gonna go out to bid to see if we get a better price, because they wanted over $500,000 for it. So I called up our attorney, Mike, and he's putting together a bid packet because it has to be a sealed bid. And there's other rules it has to be because it has to do with the federal government because it's ARPA funding. So there's a lot more involved with than it's just like go out and build something. So anyway, we didn't put it on there because I wasn't sure about it until it was too late to put it on the agenda. But just to give everybody, and there's no motion or anything. We've already approved doing all that. So rather than go out and waste money, because again, we're not gonna raise taxes or we're not gonna create any fees to build the civic center. It's all gonna be done with grant money or donations. So that's why we're doing it like that. So the next thing would be, we have no executive session and we need a roll call to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll start the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? All right.
Motion adjourned.
So